Another example to explain advantages or influence of e-commerce on markets are transaction costs. If you have not heard about transaction costs yet, take a look at Wikipedia. Basically, transaction costs are those costs to be on the market, to get onto the market. In Wikipedia and of course in other publications, these transaction costs can be divided into broad categories. First, search and information costs, then bargaining and decision costs, and policing and enforcement costs. This sounds abstract, but let's give a specific example and discuss how these costs are changed due to the impact of e-commerce. Let's take the tickets selling and buying of tickets for airplanes. If you compare the influence of e-commerce or if you check the impact of e-commerce, then have a look how this has been done in the past. If you wanted to buy a ticket to go, for example, from Cologne to Mallorca, then you had to enter a travel agency, and they had this information advantage because you didn't have all this information they had. Nowadays, you can check up costs for different lines. There are special platforms like Opodia or Booking.com simply to get the best prices and so on and so on. By that, search and information costs have drastically fallen down, and you are much more independent, and the information asymmetry has changed. When it comes to bargaining and price building, then there's algorithms which change prices and do price discrimination and price management day by day. So if flights are overbooked, prices going up. If there is less demand for certain flights, then prices going down. This is all organized automatically by algorithms. And finally, policing and enforcement costs. In the past, if an airplane or a flight has delay or is cancelled, you had to find your way through the laws and the paragraphs. Nowadays, there are platforms which take over and offer a service. For example, you hand over the case to them, you get maybe half the price directly from the very beginning, and they take over the case, and if they win, they take the rest. So this kind of business has changed due to the fact that we can easily build up contracts, we can even easily build up relations between all partners involved. So what you can see here, based on the transaction costs, the search and information costs have been reduced, the bargaining and decision costs have been reduced, and policing and enforcement costs have been reduced as well. So overall, due to e-commerce, the transaction costs typically are going down drastically.